what a beautiful piece of music that is. I really like that. No, we do not want a cleanup from my virus software in the middle of a stream. No thank you indeed. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We will be starting very soon, as soon as I can basically switch this music off. My computer seems to be running a little bit behind my clicks. Oh, there we go. Thank you, music. Very kind of you. Very kind of you. So, let's get the show started.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through.
Good evening. Oh, I was lazy there. I was like going, I quite like that song. That song's alright, you know, it's not bad. Good evening, Barry. Good evening, Shady. I hope you guys are super duper, pooper, scooper cool. It's been a good day today. Had a great stream this morning. Thoroughly enjoyed myself. Good bunch of folk on. And I got to read some poems too. Had some people contact me that were on the stream afterwards on Facebook saying, you looked a bit emotional when you were reading your poems out, Mo. And I'm like, well, yeah, they were emotional poems. They were written. Whoa, what is going on with the microphone? Something's loose. Hold on. I will have to get it into a different position. There we go. I was going to have my serious face on, but we've been serious the past 2 nights, and we do have a couple of serious topics to discuss. But I'm going to be a maniac. I am actually about to just throw out come on and talk to me about stuff link straight into the chat. For in about half an hour's time, if anybody wants to come on after I've talked to what I've talked about, because we're moving away from the previous format that I did, because Fridays are traditionally going to be open mic night, where basically we come on, we follow the old format with coronavirus stuff. Eventually, when that dies down, we'll go to interesting news articles and things that have rubbed me up the wrong way. Oh, very funny, Barry. Something's wrong with the camera. Oh, wait. You always look like that. Never mind. I can't help looking as handsome as I do, man. You know, needless to say, you tend to take podcast mode more often. Yes, there you are now in the green room on podcast mode. And that's not just to stop the strain on my processor, it's to stop the strain on my cornea as well. And you can't answer back just now apart from in the chat, which is funny. You know I love you, Barry. You're amazing. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so the Monday nights will be continuing on being the round table dissecting sort of show, where we take something and we talk about it and we pull it to pieces, build it up, or pull it all down. And I think this week coming is going to be a definite build up and be wowed at the chit chat about a fantastic old film called Labyrinth. If you don't remember Labyrinth, go and Google it, go and watch the trailer, go and watch the movie. I think that it is it on Netflix? I'm pretty sure it is. If not, you'll probably find somebody somewhere is streaming it. And yeah, that'll be quite interesting. So yeah, thank you, Barry. So it is definitely going to be something we're going to be talking about. We're actually going to dedicate the whole show to it. I was going to throw in, let's talk about some Greek mythology as well, specifically the Minotaur, because the Minotaur was in a labyrinth. But nah, let's not bother with that. The open mic night is the same sort of format that we would usually be doing, except I'll invite people in from the start of the show. So we've not seen Cognac all week. I should really message him. Where are you? I hope he's okay. He's not even messaged me that much this week. He usually messages me a couple of times. Cognac, if you're in the house anywhere, can you please come to reception? Cognac to reception. Please come to reception. I would very much like to say hi at him because I miss him. I miss my Cognac. In fact, you know what? Let's just play our Cognac fix just now because we need to play it because it needs to be played at least once a day. It's worth it, and he's a good guy. And where is it? There it is there, and it needs to be played. So we're going to play it.
I hope you've been enjoying Mojax Happy's Radio Apocalypse.
That was me doing a bit of the back there as well. Yes, okay, I might have hurt your ears there. I can never get bored of that. Never, ever, 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 ever get bored of Cognac and his accidental singing. It was me singing, mate. I was, did it double play? No, you taking a mickey. Again, not like you, Barry. Right, anyway, so that's the format. Labyrinth on Monday, the very first episode of The Human Condition on Wednesday, all about toxic people, with sort of like a couple of videos about what toxic people are like, how to spot them. We will discuss it. Anybody that wants to come on the show and put their tuppence in, they're more than welcome to. Anybody that wants to just comment, they are welcome to as well. And it's going to be a bit of a crazy show. I think it's sort of one that I might revisit because I think that once the word gets out that we do silly things like this and we build up a bit of a following, toxic people is something that we should revisit because so many people end up in relationships with people that are not particularly wonderful and mentally manipulate them thinking that they're not worth it, and it drives me insane. Anyway, we will do something about it. It did double play. Do you want me to do it again? Did it ruin it for you? I was singing along to it with the microphone off, so I could hear my own wonderful voice. You know, that's just me. I like the sound of my own voice. I'm only joking. Anyway, what are we going to do tonight? Well, there has been a little bit of information that has been passed around. It's probably been around in the sphere for a while, but there's a video I'm going to play, and it's only the first like 30, 40 seconds of the video that I want to play. So fingers crossed, if we lose the stream, the kids are here on their devices. If we lose the stream, please just hang fire and yes, just wait around. Just in case, I'm just going to bring Mixer up as well, just in case anybody's in Mixer. I forgot to check it. Yes, you must check the Mixer Mo. Mixer Mo. And we've got something else to talk about as well, which is quite interesting, like profile. Yes, I'm live. And yes, there. Come on, little phone. Come on, little phone. Ah, yes, I know that I'm live. I want to watch the show. Oh my God. It's taking its sweet damn time. Okay. Right, let's share this window while we're waiting. Do 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 do. Bam bam bam. That's Mojax. There we go, and we're back. I think. There we go. Nope. Yep. There's. We're going to keep. What's going on? Right. We need to remove that one from the stream. Yeah. There we go. Yes, I froze. That was me losing the stream, but I was lucky enough to not have too many windows open. Fingers crossed this time when I share this. I think it's because I went to Mixer at the same time that I was sharing it. Oh God, we only have to wait. Barry, the what we're talking about tonight is relevant to the old what's it called, tech upgrade, okay? Because allegedly, as of Monday, we might be able to meet up and do something about it. Right, hold on, let me just pause this video for a second. Great, good. Getting excited. Right, this video, the whole topic, right? I'm going to stop rambling. Let's get on with the show. The topic is that ethnic people are disproportionately dying of COVID-19 more than the white man. Okay, so this first little video here, we're not going to play the full thing. We're going to bring it up and we're going to play just the start of it. Hopefully it will actually play, fingers crossed.
African Americans make up more than
yeah,
half
right,
of
good,
Chicago.
good, good, right. Go back to the start and we'll play you.
African Americans make up more than half of Chicago's COVID-19 deaths.
Mayor Lightfoot is calling that sobering disparity a public health red alarm. WGN's Tanya Francisco joins us now with more on that. Tanya?
Yeah, some alarming statistics
Oh, God damn it.
coming out of the Chicago Department of Public Health this afternoon. First of all, some of it we already knew, that people who are over 60 are most impacted by this disease, and people with pre-existing conditions are most likely to succumb. Also, that men were more affected than women. But the most shocking, the most eye-opening data came out about Black community here in Chicago. It has ravaged that community.
The data is shocking. 72% of our deaths here in Chicago residents have been in Black Chicagoans. Though again, Black Chicagoans just make up 30% of the city's population.
Furthermore, 52% of confirmed cases in Chicago are Blacks. Health officials say while the data is shocking, it is not surprising.
This has been created from years of governmental policies that have created these segregated poor neighborhoods.
From the beginning, doctors warned those most at risk from dying from COVID-19 are people over the age of 60 and those with underlying health conditions such as diabetes, heart disease, and lung conditions. Many of those chronic conditions are prevalent in the Black community. Then, when you factor in no access to healthy food, low-paying jobs, high-stress environments, and constant exposure to violence, stress, differing economic and educational opportunities,
we're facing a crisis.
Governor J.B. Pritzker acknowledges this is a statewide problem.
To put into words what often is left unsaid, that's a product of generations of systemic disinvestment.
Right, so on the back of all of this, just picking up there was two of me for a minute. Right, gotcha. Right, looking at this is just Chicago. The article was around about 70% of Chicago's COVID-19 deaths have been Black men or Black people. In the UK, you're 3 times more likely to die if you're of an ethnic minority as well. That just said to me, it says, whoa, that's a bit odd. You know, I mean, I'm not saying there's a conspiracy or something, but when you look at sometimes the living conditions of ethnic minorities are not as great as living conditions of other people elsewhere. Okay, I get that. I get that. I mean, the mayor or the governor there was just saying, you know, this is after years and years and years of ridiculous sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Neglect. Okay, it's like being taken for granted. And a lot of people are. There was an article in the papers yesterday morning that 5 friends, okay, and this is what got me thinking about it, 5 friends all contracted coronavirus and all of them died. And all of them were Asian, like Pakistani or Indian Asian, not like Far East Asian. And I was like, why? Why is that? It's crazy. Are they getting worse care in the hospitals? Are they, you know, I mean, I don't think so in this country. It's the NHS. Okay, perhaps definitely in America, you know, maybe they don't have like, like insurance policies that would help them. Maybe they don't want to go to hospital. I don't know. But it's a horrible thing to think that, I mean, you read sort of dystopian scientific sort of pulp fiction-y novels about genetic bombs and, such that I've even written a short story about like like that was a force of people called the peacekeepers, and they had the technology to drop a genetic bomb to wipe out a particular clan of people that lived on this planet. Do you think that we're capable, there's people capable on this planet of wanting to do that? Maybe yes, but actually implementing something like that? I mean, wow. I just watched a movie yesterday called The Humanitarian Bureau or The Humanitarian Bureau, and it's got Nicolas Cage in it, and it's about dystopic society, and he's part of the bureau, and he has to go into the wilds and go around the different little towns saying that you've been picked to go to New Eden, and some people are happy to go to New Eden, some people don't want to go and fight back. But it turns out that New Eden doesn't actually exist. The United States are actually trying to limit their amount of population, and already they've killed, in extermination centers, they've killed in this movie 7 million people. And that's kind of what the movie's all about. And it got me thinking again with regards to those 5 people. What if things like that go on? It's a bit of a conspiracy. It's a bit of an absolute extreme idea. And I personally don't believe it. But if we were to boil down to it, I've got to put that out there because it seems to be completely disproportionate for the amount of people. I even had a discussion with my brother like about a week before lockdown, because we were talking about it then, and I remember distinctly after yesterday, going, "Oh God, yeah, we talked about that," and it was like, you need to look at the disproportionate amount of black men and Asian men that are actually, or Asian people, sorry, that are dying because of this. Crazy. So, looking at the articles a little bit more, I pulled up one. UK, black people 4 times more likely to die of COVID-19. I'll read the article to you. This is from AA, AA.com.tr. I don't know what the website actually is all about. I think it might be some sort of, let's have a look. It's probably a medical one or something, but it was quite interesting. People from black heritage are more than 4 times likely to die from coronavirus, according to an analysis by Britain's Office of National Statistics. The new report showed that black males in England and Wales are 4.2 times more likely to die if they contract the deadly virus. The risk is 4.3 times more likely for black women. Wow. People with Bangladeshi, Pakistani, Indian backgrounds and mixed ethnicities have also a higher risk of death from coronavirus than white people. That's weird. Until April 17, 83.8% of people dying were of white ethnicity, but black people became the biggest ethnicity group in victims, with 6% of the statistics, said the office said. The ONS, the Office of National Statistics, said, excuse me, a substantial part of the difference on COVID-19 mortality between ethnic groups is explained by different circumstances in which members of these groups are known to live, such as areas with socio-economic deprivation. Now, we've got a large population of like Indian and Pakistani people in Great Britain, okay? And there's a fair whack of people that have died from that as well. But most of these people are reasonably affluent. There's a fair whack that are not, and there's congregations of people that obviously are not. But do they all live in squalid, conditions? Is it because they're crammed in with larger families? I'm going with a stereotype here. I'm not racist in any manner or form about this. I just get very upset when I think, why are these people dying more? Why is this happening more? It's a bit on the extreme bizarre side. Let me carry on with the actual article. Right, okay. The deaths of first health workers in early stages of the outbreak in the UK had grabbed media attention as they were of the ethnicity groups highlighted in the ONS analysis. So the first batch of nurses and doctors that died of this were of black, Pakistani or Indian descent. An analysis looked at the coronavirus-related deaths from March 2nd to April 10th, which were registered by April 17th, linking the data with the 2011 census. So they took the data, it was done professionally, took the data from the census in 2011 and then correlated that with the people that died and says, right, these people were of ethnic minorities. As of Thursday, the UK has the highest death toll in Europe. Fatalities reported on Wednesday, the figure is second highest in the world after the US, which saw more than 73,000 people perish. It's nuts. It's crazy. I have no idea where this goes at all. Barry's waiting in the green room just now. I think this is probably a good time to get somebody else's point of view, to be perfectly honest. I'm going to put the link back into the chat as well, in case any of the other regulars that like to come on comes into it. But yeah, let's bring Barry in. Hold on just now. Barry, are you there, good sir?
No.
Okay, Barry's not here right now. Let's just take a message. Okay. I'm a bit confused about this. Is it just do you think it's like a socialization thing? Do you think it's just down to the geography of it all? Because we have our fair share of white people that live in shit circumstances as well.
Yeah, I'm not really quite sure what to make of it, or how well the data has been correlated, or whether that data is accurate, but the data for non-black people is actually completely skewed.
Probably, it might well be. It's just that when you sort of like see different reports, and then you start looking at your own country as well, and you think, wait a minute, there could be something here. I don't think for a second it's a genetic bomb. All right, I really don't. I don't think this has been tailored to specifically attack a particular ethnicity. I don't. And we do have our fair share of ethnic groups in the UK, and a lot of them are affluent, and a lot of them do end up like living in poorer conditions. But we've got, as well as I do, that there's places in Edinburgh which are a bit squalid, that are a bit
I lived there.
Well, there you go. I mean, I lived in the high rises in Oxgangs before, and that was quite squalid as well, and damp, and potentially a health hazard in many different forms.
But in all fairness, it was a step up from where I was.
Yeah, this is true. We didn't have sort of the potential of walking out the door and being like mugged, to be perfectly honest.
I had someone killed on my landing.
Yes, I remember that. That was insane. That was absolutely insane. But long and short of it, it's a concern. I'm going to keep my eye on this one. This is why I brought this up today. I'm going to keep my eye on this one big time, because simply I believe that that it is disproportionate, and I want to see if anything else comes of it. It's like the PPE. It's my new PPE now. I'm going to be, my radar is on for ethnic people dying of this, and I'm going to look up other statistics and see if I can maybe just do a little report every day about it all. Where's Cognac though? We need to get Cognac on.
He was in the Discord earlier on.
Was he? Right,
yeah.
Good.
He said a few bits and bobs going on, but he's all right. He's just kind of taking a little chill.
Right, good. I hope he's okay, because I get concerned when he's not even been on TikTok that much, to be perfectly honest. He's usually like wild on the talk of the tick. But yeah, there we go. So I'm going to leave the ethnic group thing just now aside, because the next little thing I want to talk about is it's an article from the National Cybersecurity Centre. That lovely governing body that looks after us for internet nonsense and everything, and it's specifically about the NHS COVID-19, the new contact tracing app from the NHS.
Do you ever hear how we get away with spying on all our neighbours?
Tell me.
Well, for example, France, Germany, Spain, they all have the listening post in France will have French workers there.
Yeah.
And that's like a guarantee that we don't spy on the French.
Right.
So we spy on the Germans.
Okay.
But the ones in Germany spy on the French.
Okay. So it's just a big circle.
Yeah, and then everybody spies on the Spanish. And it just goes round and round and round and round. It's like everybody knows everybody's doing it.
When you said spying on your neighbours, I thought you meant like drilling a hole in your floor and looking down into somebody else's building. I actually did think.
No, but I do have an anecdote about that, which is actually mildly catastrophically amusing.
Okay.
I used to work in a building company, and I was an apprentice way back in the Stone Age days, and there's a lot of during the quiet times, a company the size we were, you'd get a lot of people just shoved on the one site and told to look busy. And this goes for foremen as well. My father was one of these foremen, and this pasty-faced engineer comes running down, screaming his head off to the Foremans Hut during lunch break, and saying, "You've got to come! You've got to come! You've got! It's like, well, you spit it out. What's that? Oh no, you have to follow me." So everyone peeked by, and curiosity gets piqued, so they all go and follow this guy. And this is in Wester Hailes, and this is on the drive down to the cinema from the posh area up at the roundabout as you go down to the crossroads.
Yeah.
And there used to be a great big massive bank of flats there.
Yeah.
They were all meant to be kept.
Oh, really?
And what had happened is they were clearing them out for renovations, etc., and found out that some numbnut had been having an affair with the girl down below. And rather than move in together or do something sensible, he got a hammer and chisel and chiseled right through the concrete floor, completely cutting through and snapping the reinforcement bar that goes right through the concrete floor, rendering the entire floor completely screwed.
So they had to bring the whole building down.
Well, the engineer looked at the foreman and he says, "What are we going to do?" And the foremans all just looked at each other and went, "Looks like an engineering problem to me," and just walked out and left the guy sitting there.
Oh no!
He says, "Look, it's simple." He says, "You tell John that we have to tell the boss that the whole thing's going to have to come down, and the city has to pay for it."
I was having an affair with a girl that lived downstairs. He dug a hole in his floor so he could nip downstairs for a quickie and escape back up again without getting caught. Where was this hole? Was it in her wardrobe or something? So I mean, it's bound. If she had a husband, wouldn't have he noticed like a massive hole in her ceiling? And just
it's Wester Hailes, mate. I don't ask questions.
Wow, that is what a twat. Yeah, that is. Yeah, absolutely. What? I can't get over that.
And this is also the same site that a dumper truck driver ran himself over.
What? I want to hear this one.
He's coming down towards the huts. No, it's a forklift, and he's driving down, and there's a bit of debris, a tree or a shopping trolley or something in the middle of the road. So he gets out, he puts the handbrake on. He then he then goes out, moves whatever it was. The handbrake cable had snapped or had slipped, releasing the brakes, and he turned around in his own dumper truck, goes right over him.
Wow.
Which then broke one arm and one leg. And he then had to hop with his broken arm and leg to stop it smashing into the huts and hurting people. And he still managed to do it.
That's quite good that you managed to do that. That's what a weird thing. I'm still thinking about the hole in the ceiling or the floor, depending which floor you were on. And like, I think that if we ever track down the people that do that or did that, I want to know what the fuck they were thinking. You know?
Oh, like, I mean, it's the stories. I mean, I've got obviously I was there from when I was 16 till I was 21, and we all got paid off, laid off with the lack of work. But I mean, it opens your eyes when you're a 16-year-old kid and you're shoved onto this like doom and gloom world filled with all these horrible, jaded old people. I mean, just the security guard that blew himself up.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Jane Street, just behind the police station.
I know where you are.
Gayfield Square. This is back in the old days when they used to put gas into the work huts. for lights and for heat. The rubber had perished, and nobody noticed because the gas was all built up behind the plasterboard walls that were all fitted into the hut. The watchman at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and then lit a cigarette as we were all coming in, and there was a massive bang, and he ended up blowing himself completely out of the hut, landing in a cartoon-like puddle, covered in rags, black as soot, still with the cigarette in his hand, shaking. Just as we all walked in.
That's insane. That is insane. Morgan's just come up with a great story as well. I'll tell you in a minute. That's quite funny as well, Morg. I'm laughing at that, but we'll come on to it. I'm going to embellish it. Carry on. Sorry, Barry. Sorry.
And we built a car park we couldn't put cars in.
What?
The one it's right next to Gayfield Square Police Station. There's a little, I think it's an office block and a couple of smaller offices. And there's an underground car park into one of the office blocks.
Okay.
And initially, they built it at such a steep angle that the managing director, who was actually my uncle, couldn't drive his Jaguar into the actual garage to park because it beached it.
It's insane.
So yeah, we had to completely scrap all the road and then ease the angle off and all the rest of it, and it meant a hell of a lot of rebuilding of walls and ripping up roads, and it didn't go down well.
Insane, absolutely insane. Morgan was just saying that she had a story about a man that used to drill holes in his ceiling's bathroom to watch a woman in her, just spying the woman above in her bathtub, you know, and eventually from the amount of holes that he drilled, the ceiling became so weak that the ceiling gave way and he was flattened by the bathtub and the lady in the bathtub filled with water. Can you imagine trying to explain that? I mean, that why? Look,
no, that's a lot of trouble if you think of the mechanics of all that.
Well, yeah, but obviously it was in the days before the internet, you know, because the things that you can do now, the digital spying that people can do
still
now.
have magazines.
Yeah, well, absolutely, but it's like apparently. How would you know? Oh, yes.
I seen it on the History Channel.
Yeah. Okay. Right. There we go. I just said in the comment in the chat there, I says I want to meet these people and say, wow, these are the sort of people that we need to get, you know, talking to for the human condition, not just toxic people, not just positive people, but
dude, I knew hundreds of these people.
Oh God, you need to go find them, track them down.
We had Alley Cat, the joiner.
Okay.
We had Calamity James, the painter.
I don't even know why they were called these names.
Alley Cat kept falling off the roofs of the buildings he was working on and landing on his feet.
Oh wow.
And Calamity James would have an accident at the slightest little thing. He stood on a little tiny paint tin just to reach the top of a door that he was painting, fell off, fell backwards, cracked his back, and nearly broke his neck and concussed himself.
Insane. It's beyond insane. Listen, I could sit and talk to you and listen to your anecdotes all night. I want to talk about the NHS contact app thing, and I want to read the article from. This is the government reinsurance thing. Remember, I was saying watch this space for potential stuff coming through. Well, this is from the National Cybersecurity Centre, which is the governing body for everything internet traffic wise. It's potentially dodgy, and it's supposed to make us feel better. So bear in mind, this is a government website. And the big part, actually, should I bring this up? I'm not going to try and bring it into the stream in case we lose the stream again. I'm just going to read it off again. The NHS COVID-19 is a new contact tracing app that has been designed and built by the NHS. It's not. It's been built by Dominic Cummings' buddy, who has access to all the NHS data, okay, to help slow the spread of the coronavirus. Once you've installed the app, it will send you an alert if you have been in close contact with other users of the app who have reported that they are experiencing coronavirus symptoms. This allows you to take steps to avoid passing the virus on. For example, self-isolating. If you'd like to install the app, it's entirely voluntary. Okay, just now. you'll be helping to slow the transmission of the coronavirus. If you decide, it goes on like this. How does the app work? This is the bit that I liked. Once you've installed the app on your phone, it can detect using Bluetooth if other phones that are also running the app are nearby. What if you don't use Bluetooth? What if your Bluetooth switched off because it sucks the life out of your stupid Apple battery, which it does with mine? Importantly, the app knows how close it has been to the other phones, running the app and for how long at that time. This allows the app to build up an idea of which of these phone owners are more at risk. Wow. So it knows if you've been around other people many times or not so many times, and then the artificial intelligence of it all makes a decision saying that you're more at risk. What if you're borrowing somebody's phone? Or what if that phone's in a car, left in a car parked, and you walk past that car 4 times a day and there's nobody in it? There's lots of things here that, could corrupt the data big time. Okay, users reading the alert will now know that they may have been near a person with coronavirus and then can self-isolate. You're going to get people as well, just for shits and giggles, that are just going to sort of like say that they click on it and say, right, no, I'm experiencing symptoms, just to put a spanner in the works, or worse still. Please download and use the COVID-19 app, and it tells you how to install it, what permissions and what information do they need to provide. Now, I truly don't like the idea of anything to do with the government using any form of detection data of who I've been around, where I'm walking, etc., etc. It doesn't frighten me. I just don't trust them. I don't trust anybody that's buddies with Dominic Cumming whatsoever. Okay, I think that the potential for abuse on this is ridiculous. It's like it would be Hitler's wet dream if he had this technology at the time. They could then pinpoint, through census, through party political manifests of people in different, political organizations. They could pinpoint exactly what they can anyway, but this is like more overt. This is far more overt. And they can use Bluetooth tracking to say, well, look, he passed by this place and this place a lot easier, because it's like the phones are tracking the phones that are tracking the phones that are tracking the phones over and over again. And they build up a much bigger picture of where you've actually been, more so than anything else. It's kind of scary. You're a tech head more than I am, Barry. What's your opinion about all this stuff?
My opinion is there is no way in hell that even with a gun put to my head, I would put this shit into my any device I have. Because when you quote unquote uninstall, is it really uninstalling it?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, that's me.
All right, I was thinking, what? Honestly, I thought there was a noise in my head for a minute there. I thought the app had installed in that asshole chip I've got in my brain.
No, I actually have a smartwatch, which coincidentally is linked to my phone all day with Bluetooth.
Oh God! So what? Well, yeah, what happens there then? What if the app thinks, wait a minute, this guy's going past somebody with coronavirus on his phone, on his watch, on his phone, on his watch. Oh shit! Backwards and forwards, and it says you have been in contact with somebody that's had symptoms 2,000 times today. You better just go to the hospital, mate, because you're going to die.
All I can see this doing is panicking people because they've maybe passed somebody's house. I mean, how many times have you gone to Google Maps and got completely the wrong place?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see this being any different or any more accurate. And what do they describe as being close?
Yeah. Yeah, what is close? I mean, Bluetooth is reasonably accurate at close range. Obviously, it knows how far away it is from a device that you're sending, say, data to for music or something. But there you go. It's a bit crazy. Oh, there's Ella Rose. Hi, Ella. How are you? My favourite positive small.
That name follows me around.
Yes, it is. Ella, Barry, who's on podcast mode just now, he's got 1,000 relatives called Ella Rose, and he was telling me when I was telling him the other night there who you were, he said, that name follows me around. It's like...
What's my daughter's middle name?
And it's what, Rose is your daughter's middle name as well?
Yeah.
I never knew that. Wow.
Named after the character in Doctor Who.
There you go. Very good. No, I'm going to give you a big up again just now, Ella. That Ella's a great sort of like community builder for small YouTubers and does an awful lot of stuff to bring people together on her chit chat and the different things. It's nice to have you here again. It's good. I like it when you pop in occasionally. We're kind of evolving the whole stream a little bit as well. It's going to be becoming a little bit different over the next couple of weeks. We're doing quite a serious stream next Wednesday about toxic people and how they're not nice, basically. And if you like the film Labyrinth, Ella, we're actually dissecting it and talking about it and bigging it up on Monday. That's going to be a good one. Oh, and there's my Cognac. What the hell, mate? Why are you not here? Take this stream key right now and get your butt into the stream. I've missed you, buddy. But there you go. So, yeah, Ella, come back on Monday as well. Monday's going to be a good one because we're going to be talking about... Go and watch Labyrinth. It's a film from... Was it the 1980s it came out? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yep, and it's an oldie but a goodie. I think you would enjoy it. It's a bit of an adventure one. It's a bit weird in some places, but it's definitely worth watching. And with the panel, we'll be having a good old chat about that movie. And yes, it'll be good. And I'll be on as well. Back onto your bits and pieces. Oh, what?
You'll be on as well.
Cognac. Yes, I'm going to be on as well. Sorry, I was looking at what was coming on. Right, Cognac. I'm just waiting for him. He's getting his headphones on. I'm going to wave to him. He's in the green room, and now he's turning his camera sideways, upside down. Oh my God! Put some trousers on, Cognac. Put some trousers on. You're not getting on until you put some pants on, mate. Right, let's bring the Cognac in because we've missed him. He's a good lad. Dun, dun. How are you?
Here he is, our famous jingle singer.
Doing? Now,
Good, he missed you.
I was just before I came on, I wanted to be like in a better headspace. I had a kind of a triple accident whammy the other day, all at one time, but nothing like other than like a broken TV. A slightly cracked piece that I need to replace, and the shattered TV was actually the.
Well, you're not getting away with not telling us how that happened.
I probably showed too much interest in my TV. You know how cats get. This is my third TV to a cat. You know, when they just like to just go behind it or run across accident, and you know what? It's my bad. This time I set it up in a way before I walked away. It was for my aesthetic pleasure, but it was not safe for her. It was going to go down if no one was around to like.
It was a
cat. So it was my fault too. Oh yeah. It was fun.
It was a catastrophe.
It was good. So I spent today. It took me 3 different local places to actually find a TV. The first 2 places were either out or really expensive, but third try is a charm. Target.
So you got what you're saying is that you got a perfect deal.
Ooh, actually, yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Silver lining, you know what? Yeah.
It was perfect. Because of your cat. It was a catastrophe, but it turned out to be a perfect ending. Okay. There we go. So
now how for you all doing?
We're good. It had a strange start to the week.
5-11, awesome. Same old.
You do.
Sweet.
Strange start to the week for me, but we're okay now. Everything's cool. And that's about it. We've been talking. We did a special last night and the night before, a 2-parter, which was all about the amount how the UK have surpassed Italy as having the most COVID-19 deaths. And I used the PPE to represent the mismanagement of the whole affair in Great Britain, and to demonstrate how with just one small thing, how everything was pretty shabby for the rest of it as well. And then tonight we've talked about the disproportionate amount of black people and ethnic minorities that seem to have passed away with COVID-19. And then also the ridiculous thing of the NHS COVID-19 contact app, which is supposed to track people that do it. The other thing that I wanted to talk about briefly tonight is the plan that where is it? There we go. That Boris has in place. My wife sent me all the details for this. This is like the 5 phases of the UK government. It's on my phone, so I'm going to read this off. The first one is supposed to start on the 18th of May, which is a week on Monday, but all the papers seem to be thinking it is this Monday. So we'll wait and see after what Boris says. We'll talk about. Say that again.
Looks like Nicola's extending it and saying, "Screw you, Boris."
You think Nicola's extending it? Wouldn't surprise me actually, and I don't think that's the right thing to do.
Yeah, I think she says that the stay-at-home message must be kept. It's too dangerous to say it's okay. So I believe she's going to look at it on Friday.
Yeah, it's down to this little picture that I keep putting up. I'll put it up again just now. It's about everything seems to be okay. All right, okay. So the parachute has slowed me down a bit now. Shall I take it off? It's a very apt way of describing the situation as a whole. It's true. It's like just because we've slowed down and everything doesn't mean that it's time to take the parachute off. Let's
Our area is taking way too much advantage of that. Our area is taking way too much advantage of that, unfortunately.
Really? Shocking. Well, let's go through the phase 1 things for what we can look forward to in the UK, whether that be from Monday or whether that be from a week on Monday, depending which part of Great Britain you're living in. Phase 1 of the roadmap will lift the following restrictions. Construction workers, landscape gardeners, and other outdoor workers may return to work. Garden centres, repair shops, and hardware stores may reopen. I don't understand why that is compared to other places. They get just as many people going into them. And what's the difference between that and, say, Tesco's, Asda, or Walmart, or anything like that? Fitness and sport activities, non-contact, in small groups, maximum of 4 people, maybe golf included. Wow.
You know what? I think I have a little idea as to why. So I heard for the businesses to get the loans or the grants and whatnot, the stipulation for a lot of the businesses here were that they had to bring back their employees, and it had to be used to pay back the employees first and stuff. And if they didn't, then it was going to be money they had to pay back in the end. So if they can reopen all these places, it allows them to bring back their workers for a second, kind of do that. However, this is when people take too much advantage of a situation.
Of course they do.
We'll see how. Yeah.
I got a phone call from my work today asking how I was, and I says I'm looking forward to coming back, which I am. I'm looking forward to going in and rubbing shoulders with other people. I feel like like a house husband. Just
elbow bumps, just the very tip of the elbow, no fist bump. I found out that's what it comes down to. Elbow bumps.
We're not allowed to give Eskimo kisses, no rubbing noses or anything like that. No. No, that's crazy. Right. So what else? The majority of regular health services will resume. Outdoor public amenities and tourism sites may reopen. Beaches and also mountain walks. Note, social distancing guidelines will remain in operation for all. That is phase 1. Oh yeah, sorry. People may meet up with friends and family in small groups. Outdoors, the size of a small group is defined as up to 4 people. So, Barry, that means we can do the tech upgrade if we do it outside, okay? That's what that means. Right? Yeah, so if Nicola says no, though, then obviously Nicola says no. Right? That's the way that it has to be.
That's okay. We just want to invite her.
There's Nyla and Equilibrium. Hi there, ladies. How are you? I hope you're good. You're good. You're good. We've had a good chat with Morgan, and Ella was in earlier on as well. And Cognax joined us again after he had a catastrophe with his television. Yes. Right. So we're just sort of like, we're kind of wrapping up, but I want to talk about phase 2. Some of these things, it sounds like they've just been done for the sake of it. So did it say anything? Right. Now, you see, in phase 1, it doesn't talk about any sort of like geographical circumference from where you are or anything like that. But it says restriction will now be extended from 5 kilometers to 20 kilometers. So what does that actually mean? Does that mean that I can't go 5 kilometers from my house? But now...
Wait, what? Oh.
Sorry, on you go.
What was the wording on that? How did that?
Restriction will be extended from 5 kilometers to 20 kilometers. So does it mean, like in phase 1, I can go out up to 5 kilometers from my house, and then potentially from phase 2, I can go up to 20 kilometers? What the fuck's the difference there? It doesn't make any sense.
How far? Okay, what's a kilometer to our mile essentially?
Okay, 1,000 meters is a kilometer.
Oh,
wow,
that's they're giving you a lot of distance leeway. That pretty much, I mean, from 5 to 20. So that's like
20, yeah. That's from phase 1 to phase 2 when they ease lockdown. It's bizarre. I just don't get it because it doesn't make any difference. Well, there's people that will live in like the rural parts of the country that live more than 5 kilometers away from these shops. So does that mean that they can't actually go to these shops when they start to reopen because it's not within the 20 kilometer thing? And how do they know that? Of course, they'll know this because everybody will have downloaded the tracking app from the NHS. Okay, that's what that's for, really. It's say, oh, wait a minute, and you're going to get an alert from your phone saying, you have violated phase 2 restrictions. Please return to your personal safe zone. Wee, wee, wee. You know,
my friend's mom in Alabama is under the impression and is fully supporting the thought that what they're doing is putting tracking devices inside of not the vaccines, but whatever they might try to use on us first to test. And that's how they're getting chips in it.
That wouldn't surprise me. Okay, there's been a need for the New World Order to chip us all for the past 1,000 years, you know. Home physical. Oh, here we go. Let's go on. Specific retail hours will be allocated for those currently cocooning. What? Cocooning, is that the same as shielding? Is that what I'm doing? Potentially, yeah. So specific retail hours will be allocated for those currently cocooning. Does that mean that I can go into shops now from that? That doesn't make sense to me either. Home visits will be allowed to those cocooning by small numbers of persons in a short period of time. No.
I think they're just trying to get everyone. They're trying to get everyone sick.
I think so. I think
they're gonna. You know what they're gonna do? They're doing this to make enough leeway to where if enough people get sick because of all these restrictions lifted, people will take it more seriously when twice as more people get sick and have to go backtrack again. They're like, now will you take it more seriously?
I don't think our government are that clever.
I know they're not, but in my head.
What was your first clue?
Yeah, and I said to my kids tonight at the dinner table, we're talking about this very stuff because Paxton was saying, do you think I'll be able to go and play football at the football centre with my friends? And I'm like, no. Oh, we've lost the cognac. Are you still there, brother? Or is he away looking something up? Right, cool. No, I was basically saying that, and then we started talking about how down in England, potentially the schools will start to go back, the primary schools first, okay? And what my whole thing is, what if the schools all go back and there's a massive pandemic just within the younger people? A massive amount of younger people that end up dying because they've gone back.
They like to share the candy. They like to share the sodas and the drinks and really don't care about your stuff.
You know? Yeah, totally. And then you've got the ones with the teenage hormones going around that exchange bodily fluids in different ways. It's ridiculous. You know, it's like, they'll be like round the back of the bike sheds playing tonsil hockey, man. I swear to God.
I remember when we used to spit in each other's mouth.
That's a grown-up pastime, mate. There's special website for that, okay? All right? Honest to God, you did that as a kid.
That's what you're doing when you weren't on here? Disgusting.
There's a word for you in Scotland, mate. It's called you're a mank. You're a fucking manky bastard.
Oh man. Okay. So this is gonna be a treat for y'all. I just got a message that I have a package at the gate, which means I'm gonna. Where's my spray though? Where's my like antibacterial spray?
Contamination spray.
Kind of need that.
Oh, are we going to get to see your yacht?
Here, and we're going. Here we go.
I'm going to put you on the big camera. Let's see what Cognag, what
Just
the
a little
world
bit.
Cognag looks like. You're on the big cam. There he is. Look at that. He lives in a compound. He lives in a zombie fort. It's a zombie fort.
Yes, that is exactly what it is. Well said.
The world, according to Cognag, on stream, ladies and gentlemen, he is living on the set of The Walking Dead, season 10. He really is, okay, which is unbelievable. That's brilliant.
Oh, that's Mama Cognag.
Hello.
Hi, Mama Cognag.
They say hello.
Hey, Mama.
Okay,
Is that Mama
this... Oh, wait. So I just looked at it. Cool. It's So this right here, Mother's Day gift. I'm not a total wiener. Awesome. Okay. So actually, give me a second. We are. Grab only half. Or is it this whole half? Oh, yeah. Okay. I can't. I'll come back and grab the stuff. I actually can't. Okay. Now that I know what it is.
Dude, what you've got to do later on is you've got to download the ringtone and let your
Mama Cognag, Mama Cognag, Mama Cognag.
Never on the Mother's Day thing.
So I need to ask.
That's perfect. I'm stoked they showed up. To be honest, it was like 50-50. That was my mama.
Hey, Mama Cognag.
It's mi madre. So that was the extent of wow. It is very compounded. I'm glad you said that, by the way. It's designed so if zombies come in one side, they can be tracked all the way to the other side and out and never actually make it in.
That's clever.
It's like lab rats.
That's exactly what my zombie was designed as well. Except mine is you actually pen some of them off and filter them somewhere else and burn them for fuel. Okay, that's something I've got set up as well in my zombie fort. You can filter them so they're walking around in a circle through the compound, and then you can filter some of them off to go to the furnace so you can burn them as fuel. That's a great way, you know. And then
nice.
You have to do it. Yeah, it's good. I have no idea what we were talking about before now. We were talking about. Thank you. I was going to tell you that with dinner with the kids tonight, we were talking about what would happen if there was a massive sort of pandemic with regards to what's it called? With regards to the kids getting it all, you know. What if this was the year that, you know, a massive amount of the generation of children that passed away with this because they let the kids go back to school? That's just, you know, it's just an awful thought. It's something like from a science fiction novel again, the year the kids all died. You know, it's just, it's not a pretty thought. So with I said to the kids, I think that Nicola Sturgeon will have sensible precautions for children returning to school, like maybe half the class in the morning, half the class in the afternoon, or 1 week on, 1 week off type thing for half the class. Again, I can't see the whole class being put in at one time because they have to,
unless they stick all the heaters at like 80+ degrees constantly and let them boil in the rooms without any air conditioning and just keep it as hot as it can.
This is Scotland, mate. Our air conditioners is an open window. All right, we just open the window. We don't have air conditioners. We live in a country that's freezing cold. We have radiators to keep it nice and cozy. You know, that's
awesome. See, I'm just
up in Aberdeen, where just like 20 miles off the shore, there are oil rigs making announcements to the workers that they will be instantly sacked if they if they don't wear the correct survival equipment whilst working on the oil rig, because if they land in the North Sea, they won't last 5 minutes.
That's
Meanwhile,
correct.
back on shore, there are mothers kicking their children into the water, going, "Get in there, you big wimp!"
It's true. Absolutely true. I actually did the Robert Gordon's Institute training with the Royal Marines. It was the same survival. It wasn't the Robert Gordon's Institute up in Aberdeen, but they do the same stuff for helicopter crash drills in the Royal Marines for crashing over water. And what they do, it's a mock-up of a helicopter on a big slide that goes into an exceptionally deep pool. The whole thing, you're strapped to a seat inside this thing, okay? And the whole thing crashes down into the big swimming pool and then turns upside down while you're still strapped inside to this thing. It's all filled with water. You have no aqualung, nothing like that. And then you have to get out and survive it. There's safety divers there, don't get me wrong. Okay, so if you start to panic, they'll put oxygen, give you oxygen. But I've did it twice. It's the second scariest thing I've ever done in my life. I swear to God. I never want to do it again. I don't know why they made me do it twice. Maybe I didn't pass it the first time I panicked or something. I can't remember. But it's not a pretty thing to do. It's not. But what Barry's saying is like, yeah, that the waters around Scotland are freezing ass cold. And in fact, there's a video somewhere of me on a beach in Scotland doing my best Bond girl impression coming out the water with long hair, which will scar the shit out of you, Barry, if you saw it, man. It's like at that particular point in my life, it's like a skinned whale walking out of the Firth of Forth. It's crazy, which is crazy. Doodle-doo. Bye, local.
Speaking. Oh, thank you. Because I do have a fun little bit of information for you, actually, from our side.
Okay.
You want to know what Mother Nature did over here for fun? Well, we decided to reopen our beaches. I still am convinced now it is fully earthly, because the moment we decided to open our beaches, we had a red tide come in that was so thick, thicker than it's been in years, with a low tide at the same time, and a lagoon full of dead fish. The smell within like miles and miles of distance between like certain areas in our town right now literally smell like the Salton Sea to us, or like the dead. It's literally a bunch of dead fish, bunch of dead red algae. Like the smell's pretty when it's soaked into the mask.
Yeah, totally.
It's that kind of thing. Like it literally is that. So Mother Nature went, really? You're gonna? Okay, well, watch what I could do though. I'll counter that with this. Now, how do you guys want to go in the water? You guys want to go in?
Nah, that's mental.
No, it's literally it actually like created a situation that made it not even worth going right now.
No. Well, we've got like 5 phases on this phone. I've only talked about 2 of the phases, and I don't really want to talk about the rest. The first 2 were quite confusing as it is, and seem to be not particularly well thought out. I would have probably the opening of stores and things. I would have probably had restricted hours on all types of stores. That's what I would have had. Like, right, you could open between sort of like 9 and 3, or give the population like a transit card type thing. So like part of the population can go out shopping to all these other stores if they've got a red pass on a Monday, and then a yellow pass on a Tuesday, or something on a Wednesday, different colours, and then close them at the weekends. Keep them closed at the weekends, so people are not, when the majority of people are off work, they're not actually going out of the places to go to these places, and like when there's a mass of them going. So it should only be Monday to Friday. That to me was more sensible than sort of like, let's just have the garden centres opening with the social distancing rules. No, let's have them open 9 till 3. Okay, you can have a pass and you can only go 1 day a week. So if you need to go to a hardware store, your day will be a Monday. Okay, so that is your shopping card, and that's an easy thing to do, because you don't even need to. There's guaranteed somebody in a household will have a smartphone. Okay, unless you're an elderly person, you don't have a mobile phone. All right, but you could set up a card distribution thing, a different way. for people that don't have smartphones. It's a bit crazy. It's a bit crazy. Anyway, I'm not going to talk any more about the ins and outs of what's going on with that just now, because I find it very confusing. Boris Johnson.
Can I sum it up for you real quick?
Go
All right. Well, when we want to get something done these days, most people half-ass something, or they do the most lazy amount of work to get it done, right? So
absolutely,
lifting the restrictions takes no thought. Easy. Do it. Everything you just said that only took a few minutes of thought to them is so much extra, they just don't even want to deal with it. So they're lazy and just go, I just lift the restrictions. I don't want to think about it.
That's exactly right. That's politics for you, though,
laziness.
isn't it? It's that, look at us, we've come up with this wonderful roadmap to setting up the economy again. We're going to be fantastic. We're going to stroke our, look, we're all going around the bar. Yeah, well done. That's a fantastic plan. Who came
Not
up with
entirely sure this is a good idea.
Yeah, they went from stroking it to basically slamming it in a book.
The NHS have actually released the source code for their app.
What? What
the fuck are you thinking?
Holy shit!
Wait,
Did you
source code? You mean wouldn't that mean other people could
hack it to pieces?
Third party that stuff? Yeah. Third party that stuff hard.
Yeah.
It means if you could hack my phone from America.
My brain broke at that. I was like, that's really bad. That's bad.
I mean,
it's crazy bad.
Tell you one that might be
we
worth
all
discussing
keep our
at
most
some
private
point.
information that we need in our phone.
Is there's a bill that's being put forward in America at the moment, and I'm keeping an eye on one guy's YouTube channel because he's a repair guy, and he's actually talking to Congress at multiple meetings up and down the country in each state, which is the right to repair bill.
Okay.
So essentially, companies like Microsoft and Apple don't want third parties repairing their stuff. They want it to be illegal for you to have it repaired by somebody, not by them. Apple do everything in their power to screw people over. They jerry-rig the batteries. They jerry-rig the screens.
Everything's meant not to last. That's why you saw that Xbox I did that. I had to make it work.
But there's a guy who
American products aren't meant to last, man.
there's a guy called Lewis Rossman who has a YouTube channel where he repairs phones and mostly MacBooks and stuff like that, and he's single-handedly been on news exposing the quote-unquote Genius Bar in Apple stores to be nothing more than monkeys in suits. They don't know what they're talking about, and they can't repair their own products. They don't know how to do it. He got one from a Genius Bar saying they couldn't fix it, and they gave it to him to fix, opened it up, and found out they'd actually partially severed the Wi-Fi antenna because they didn't put it in properly.
Wow.
And they also long screwed the MacBook. There's a board that has the two screws that hold one part of the board in. There's a short screw and a long screw. They put the long screw through the short screw, which went right through the fucking motherboard.
Some people are just silly, though. Let's just face it. And it'd be interesting to see how that pans out, because I think it's like, see, for instance, in Russia, right? My wife summed this up. My dishwasher is broken just now, and you know how much it costs to get a plumber to come out. Okay, just to even look at something, and then to come back again with the part 6 weeks later, it's ridiculous. So I'm waiting a little while longer before I spend the money on it. Okay, and she goes, "Why would it cost like that much?" In Russia, I would phone somebody, they would be round, they would go out and buy the part and fix it straight away. And you know something? If I wanted to, I could phone 2 or 3 plumbers. They would all come round, and I would choose the one that was the cheapest price, because they'd all be wanting to undercut each other. They would always want people to come back and use their services, and their quality services as well. And I'm like, okay. My wife actually, wait for this, right, used a local courier service in Moscow, made up of an Albanian family in Moscow, right, to courier all her belongings across from Moscow to Edinburgh in 3 massive boxes. And I was like, are you sure it's going to be safe? She goes, yes, they've got a very good reputation, you know, because again, it's like a lot of local businesses like that. They work on reputation. And these people deliver, they drive all over the world. They drove from Moscow in a van to Edinburgh. I was blown away with that. But to me, why can't, you know, I go and train in how to repair an Apple phone or something like that? Why can't I do that in
You really
Jericho?
want to know why? You really want to know why? Because
they
he hit
won't
the nail on
make-
the head. They make their products faulty-ish when it comes to longevity. So
There's
you actually need them. So they actually make it so they can make continuous money off of their own product, no matter how old it gets. However, now they're taking away the ability, once they realize other people can fix their stuff, they're like, wait, so now our plan's not really working because like that kid over there, he's only like 15, he could fix our stuff and he'll do it off of eBay for like super cheap. So let's just, if they make it illegal, it allows them to keep their profit margin and their ability to make their faulty stuff theirs.
Apple's big idea is just buy another product from us.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Because I think it was a BBC guy cornered the guy Lewis Rossman, and he said he took his broken MacBook to a MacBook store, and they said, "Oh, it's beyond repair. It's like a $1,200 part or whatever, just to repair it."
Yeah, it'll cost more to fix it than it is to buy a new one.
And Lewis Rossman said, "No, it's not." And he says it was the backlight. The screen was working, but there was no light from the back illuminating what was on screen. So Lewis opened it up, and he said, "Oh," he says, "you have a whatever revision board." He says, "There's a problem with this board where it flexes too much." And he says, "You see how the board's in 2 parts?" He went, "Yeah." He says, "If you look, you've got the microscope up, and it's like a bunch of scissor type connectors that interlock with each other like fingers. What happens is the board flexes and they move a little bit, and sometimes it moves too much, and one of the little fingers pops up and the connection fails." So he took it apart, pushed it back in with a pair of special tweezers, put it back together again, powered it on, and he went, "There you go. I wouldn't even charge you."
That's mental. We're just talking about in the chat there about a couple of things. What was it? Shady was saying, basically agreeing with what you were saying, and Barry, about stop stroking your pussy on camera, mate. I swear to God. Right? We've talked about this before, right? She used to work for just get back to the comment part, an AT&T call center. They had to connect them to Apple for iPhone stuff, and they would find reasons not to cover the repairs because they just wanted to buy a new phone, just like as you were saying. And Nyla was saying that she's amazed that Russia is pretty much all one time zone from the way that, even though it's so big. But what I don't know if you people actually know, right, that they don't even have any daylight savings time in Russia either. They never add an hour on or take an hour away because Putin said, what's the fucking point in that? You know, it's crazy. It's mental. Listen, a couple of things before we wind up for tonight. Thank you, Cognac, for dropping in tonight. Hopefully you'll be able to join us tomorrow night for the open mic night. It'll be chat about anything. I'll find a couple of interesting topics to put up, and we might talk, just maybe avoid a bit of the COVID-19 stuff. We are doing a great film on Monday, Cognac, called Labyrinth.
Well, if you want to lighten things up
Wait. David Bowie's Labyrinth?
Yes, baby. David Bowie's Labyrinth is the Monday movie.
Yeah, I'll be there. I need to be there. That's an iconic movie. If anyone hasn't seen it, that and The Dark Crystal were like, those were like iconically must see for the times.
Yeah, and another one I suggested, which we're maybe doing a couple of weeks, is the Dark Crystal series.
I haven't seen it yet.
Neither have I.
I was barely made aware that there's a series.
Netflix.
So it's good. It's a good series.
It's flawless. It's exactly like the movie. Obviously, the graphics are sharper because they're using better lenses and stuff now. But it says other than that, they're using the same techniques. more modern technology within the techniques, but it's still hand puppets, still elevating stages, exactly as the original movie was, and they're tying stuff in. And Mark Hamill
has the old lady that talks to the Gelfling.
Mark Hamill has a voice part in it.
Wow, Mark Hamill.
But yeah, I suggested also having a little rant about Star Wars, because quite a lot to talk about on that one.
I think we're going to leave we'll have to leave Star Wars until after we've done the Dark Crystal. We will do what's it called, Labyrinth on Monday. Talk about something else the following week. Then we'll do the Dark Crystal. Then we'll do Star Wars, just to give the Star Wars gossip a little chance to mature a little bit more. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about is I've just discovered that I can stream through Mixer Pro from my Xbox as well for gaming. So I'm going to find anybody that's got any crossover games that are on cross platforms between PC and Xbox and PlayStation, and anybody that wants to come and play, find a spooky first person, because I believe on the Xbox Games Pass they've just released DayZ, which is like a zombie survival game, which I really quite fancy playing. I played it on the laptop years ago when it came out as a sort of a patchy thing for the big war game that they used the map from. But it's now
originally, is it one of those you die and it starts over, right? It's that kind of survival. Like it actually is kind of a.
You lose all your shit. If you've collected a whole bunch of stuff, and then you'll spawn somewhere else, and you'll be spawning in your pants somewhere else, man. So it's a real work together, a real work together sort of thing.
Fallout has an amazing survival system.
Well, we could play that. I'm quite happy to go and invest in a couple of games if people want cross-platform and play games together, because over the weekend I'm intending on using Mixer Pro, experimenting with that to set up my overlays and things to stream from the Xbox for gameplay. I've even got I've even made you'll like this, Barry. I've made a logo for a gaming clan called OMG. Okay, and OMG stands for Old Man Gamers. Okay,
I can't join that.
Yes, you fucking can. Don't try and kid yourself, buddy. All right, I swear to God.
hey, youngsters like me and Virtuoso just won't be able to join.
Yeah, Virtuoso wants to join. I said no. He's a green alien. There's a Scottish gang in Grand Theft.
Rumor has it they're actually trying to get finish off the port of World of Warcraft onto Xbox.
Oh my God. I would be good.
It's not there yet, but apparently it's very close.
Anybody interested? I've made the logo for Old Man Gamers today. I had a bit of fun playing with that. I'm going to stick it up on Discord just now. Which one should we put it in? We will put it in Gamers Chat. Yes, that's good. No, that's a voice chat for gamers. We don't want a voice chat.
If you like post-apocalyptic games, the Fallout series is really good.
I'll give it a shot. I'll put it in that one there. There we go. There's Morgan's tattoos. Look at your tattoos, Morgan. Oh, the Death Eater one. Holy shit, Morgan. That's amazing. If anybody's not seen Morgan's tattoos on Discord, holy crap. They are fantastic. Wow. Right, I'm going to put my... Yeah. She's got like the Death Eater tattoo on her arm and everything, man. Those are fantastic. Right, okay, hold on. Let me just get my Old Man Gamer logos up.
That's because Morgan's fantastic.
She's a great one. Here we go. Future Mo Gamers Club badge. So basically, there we go. I've set that up just now. It's it's called OMG, Old Man Gamers. That's the one that's actually now on my mixer for shits and giggles. And then there's a one I'm going to use for overlays as well. I'm not moving away from Radio Apocalypse for gaming or anything. I'm not that sort of person because I don't have time to play games, but I think it's worthwhile doing it maybe once or twice a week to have a bit of fun. Just to gather, a different sort of element of enjoying it all. Here's the big one for the overlay as well, which is cool. So go and have a look on Discord in the general chat, and you will see the Old Man Gamers Club badges, which I've made up just for shits and giggles. And yeah, so if anybody has Xbox or has any cross-platform games that they fancy playing, I'm all for it. I know that Minecraft will go right across the board for pretty much everything these days. I've got that. I'm happy to play that, but I really want to play DayZ. My son was playing it today, and I went, "Is that DayZ?" And he goes, "Yeah." I says, "Oh, I could shit myself playing that game." So I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to give that a shot. I'm going to play by getting overlays and setting it up on
those moments.
Pro. Have you got it? What were you laughing at, Cognac?
No, I said I've had those moments.
What, shitting yourself in games?
Yeah, I call it blowing a hole in your tchotchkes.
Yeah. Oh my God. No, I think it's going to be one of those. It'll be quite a good game. So I'm going to give it a shot. Listen, we've kind of rambled on for about 40 minutes longer. Well, 30 minutes than I should have done.
Check the price. The accident happened to be checking the price for Fallout 4 on Xbox. It's really cheap. Jesus.
How much?
About a tenner.
Shut up. Really? Hold on a second.
That's really good.
Fallout 4 on the Xbox, is it on Game Pass? Yeah. It's not. It's on the Games Pass. Fallout 4. I can actually get it.
Oh, nice. Then you can just play it.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I missed that. That's what I miss about Microsoft, Xbox. Freaking unlimited games. You had at your disposal.
It's worth every penny. So of course as well. See, I've got the Ultimate Games Pass thing, so I can get from the Microsoft Store. I get them on the PC as well, which is amazing. So when the upgrade comes, I can move and get some PC games too. So I'm not a wild sort of like game or anything. I enjoyed World of Warcraft immensely because it's a massive game. But I quite fancy dipping in and out of other games as well. And I'd like to be able to do some stuff on the Xbox playing. I think it'd be good fun.
I'm disgusting. I have over 150 titles by the time my Xbox broke that I had beaten.
No.
I have World of Warcraft. There are no other titles.
Yeah. 164 titles, to be honest.
Wow. That's crazy.
One Cognac has 64,000 gamer score, and between junior and regular headshots, both of those profiles added to it, I had over like 150,000 gamer score.
I have no idea what mine is. I don't really keep like that.
Horrible. It's not that I meant to keep plays. None of those games were 100%. So it took like 20 to the 1 titles to actually. I played way too much. I played so much games when I cried. It was 80% of my life, actually. I loved it. I don't care what anyone says. Gaming was fun.
It's fun. It's good. It's good. But I'm not intending on doing a crap load of it. I'm thinking maybe once or twice a week. I think would be good fun. Playing with my kids and stuff as well. Like when Paxton's got a weekend up at his mum's or something. On the Saturday, we can dip in and play a game together. I'm thinking about getting Grand Theft Auto 5 for the gangland thing that's going on for myself just now, because there's a Scottish gang as well, which is awesome, and they're going around beating up the EDL. There's an EDL gang, Barry, an English Defence League gang going around Grand Theft Auto 5. So somebody formed the Scottish gang, and they go around beating the crap the English Defence League Nazi.
I just checked my Steam profile and checked what it has recorded my playing stats for Fallout 4.
Go on.
I apparently have spent 1,037 hours playing it.
I haven't played a game that much since Destiny. Whoa, that's impressive for Fallout.
The only game I think I like more than Fallout is probably The Witcher 3.
I like that one too.
I need from the community some cross-platform games that maybe a bunch of us would be willing to play.
You already picked some good ones. Those are the ones that if there was any games you could have picked, the ones you chose so far are freaking awesome. MMO status doesn't have to be like. I mean, it's funner to play with people.
I'd like to find a couple of people that are switched on to play DayZ. It's not like a run amok and go and do stuff. You know, you will, if you drink too much water and go and run fast, your character will throw up because he's drank too much. He's not had time to have the water go into him and stuff. You know, I'd like to do all this, you know.
There's a survival mode built into Fallout, and you get to pick if you want the arcade, which is normal, or the survival mode. There's no save in survival mode. You have to find somewhere safe, and you have to crawl into a sleeping bag, and that will save your game.
Wow. Right. Well, I'm up for that. Let's try that. Okay, because I can go and get that if it's on the thing. And Shady says the Witcher rules. I've read all the Witcher books, but I've never ever played a Witcher game. Do you know that? Ever. I quite fancy that as well. Can you play that online with other people?
Ooh, you can play the card game online with other people. The game that exists within the game called Gwent. You can play that on your phone with other people.
Something I've been always toying with the idea of is actually inventing my own card game. You know, for like online or for a website or something like that.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at what Nyla just said. I was almost asleep and my hubby was playing, and I jumped up and yelled out, "That's a super mutant voice!"
My jump moment that I can actually think of is there's a game I was playing in the flat, and it was like 2-3 in the morning. Everybody's sleeping, and it was like mutant spiders were in a crawl space, and I had to try and crawl through the crawl space, and it was like I have a spider phobia anyway, and it was precisely at this point when a fresh wave and jump out scares of mutant spiders in this really tiny crawl space that my cat decided to jump down from the wardrobes behind me onto the back of my chair and scared the ever-loving crap out of me. I screamed like a little girl.
Right, Nyla says there's a horror survival game called The Evil Within. I've just looked it up, and that's how I know it's a horror survival game. That I'm going to investigate. It's cross-platform. I quite fancy the sound of something scary, something that we can all play in the dark. You'll have to draw your curtains, Cognac.
Slenderman.
That's a good one.
Slenderman.
Outcast is also on the Xbox Game Pass.
What is?
I played that last before it went. Outcast. It's an escape asylum survival game.
Right. So what we're wanting to do is over the weekend, I'm going to experiment and practice and get the Xbox up and running. So if we can find games that have you still got your Xbox, Cognac?
I think if all else works, if I just need a power cord and a power box. I think I got the rest of it going again. I just the box itself fried, the actual power box fried. So other than that, I think if I get a new one, it'll be good to go. Let alone I didn't mess it up any more than it is again.
Right. Okay.
But I think I got it. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll find out in about a week.
If you get into Slenderman, that can be a real jump scare.
I want to play jump scares. I want to be the old man gamer that like shits himself. I'm not a great gamer. I would also like to go and play that stupid shoot 'em up building game. I keep forgetting what it's called. My kids love it. Fortnite. Thank you.
I'm horrible at that.
Yeah, no, I'm horrible at it as well. The first time I played Fortnite, the very first time, I've only played it like 3 times. The first time I played it, I came second or third in the whole thing. I think it was third because I just hid. I didn't kill anybody, not one person. I just hid. Never built anything. Just walked around the map, hiding.
That's another way of winning. That's survival right there.
I don't know if
Nyla's got an Xbox One. Great. Nyla, Mojax Happy is my gamer tag. If you don't have one, go and get one. Let's find games that we can put together and have a bit of fun. Apparently on Mixer, you can do cooperative streams for up to 4 people. So we could all be streaming at the same time if you wanted to. Or I can have you in the voice chat and we can all speak through like voice chat at the same time as well. So let's just find something that we can do maybe together once a week as a community that actually play together, have a bit of fun. I'll set it up on Mixer Pro, so it's streaming out, and we can do it, and you can all grab the Old Man Gamers Club logo and stick it on, and we can have a little Gamers Club thing going on when we're all playing. So people can look at, who are those people?
One of the cool things they introduced with the Fallout series is mods and add-ons, and they encourage the building of mods and add-ons. So
That's
one
right.
guy took it to the ultimate extreme. One guy actually essentially created The Sims in Fallout. In Fallout, you can have there's certain areas and stuff that you get to colonize and build your own little settlements in, and you attract farmers, and you get people to build stuff and do stuff and produce stuff, and you can use the resources there and use it as a mini base and all that sort of stuff. Well, this guy essentially built an entire package called Sim Settlements, and you can assign a mayor, you can assign a tax, and what happens is you just design, like, I want so many agricultural plots. These are going to be commercial plots, and these will be domestic plots. And the game will decide how they are built, when they are upgraded, and there's actually a mini little settlement thing in it as well. And if you've got the add-ons, the expansions and stuff for Fallout, Nuka World, and all the rest of it, you can even tie it into the raiding faction that's in there and attack your own settlements and enslave them and all that sort of stuff.
That's crazy. Crazy. Right, I think, have I hung a little bit? No, if not, I'm okay. I'm still moving.
But just the world of that Fallout occupies is something I think you'd really get off on.
That'd be interesting. Might give that a shot as well. Let's see what happens.
It's essentially the future, but at some point in our past, our reality diverged from theirs. So instead of going through the microchip and all that sort of stuff, they went the opposite way, and they went to Valve technologies. And it's all very 50s and very retro.
Yeah, I saw that. Paxton's played it Fallout a few times.
The music, the soundtrack. You will love the soundtrack. If anything,
we'll do it.
The soundtrack.
What I need to do first of all is that I need to set up the Mixer Pro, get that set up. I've only played Minecraft properly for the past 3 years, right? So I know how to Minecraft. I don't know how to Fallout. I don't know how to Fortnite. I don't know how to do anything really. So it's going to be a proper old man gamers. So let's look at two games then. We'll look at Fallout, and we'll look at what's it called, DayZ, because I quite fancy doing the DayZ. So we'll look at those ones if we can, and then we'll move on from there. I quite fancy the one that Nyla was talking about. If it's a jump scare horror type one, what was it called, The Evil Within? I'm going to actually go and look at that specifically to see what the hell is that, man. What are you showing me? What is that?
That's Cloud and Aerith. Do you remember them from 1997? This is 2020 version.
Holy crap! I can't believe that. That is
from 8-bit to that. I just had to. I also had to show. Oh, I guess you know what? Since you're doing a full screen.
Yeah, show me.
There you go. Wow. This is also another reason why. Imagine my brain, like the way it went was. So for once, I get a game for myself that I just really wanted to play.
Good.
For a day and a half to have the TV shattered, and then go get it. That's how bad I wanted to play. Like yesterday, that's the only thing that almost got me. To be honest, was I was like, did this really just happen? That's what sank my second. I was like, no, I can't let this be. That's how you know I'm a different kind of gamer. Is when it only takes less than 24 hours for me to go replace the TV. Replace it within 24 hours.
Okay. Listen, we've gone on for an extra 35 minutes now. We've talked games for almost half an hour for 30 minutes. That's more than I usually talk about, with regards to games. But it's been enjoyable. I've enjoyed it. So we've anything. If you go into into our Discord, guys, and decide if there's a game that you fancy playing. We can try them. Okay, I'm all up for that in ways that you can't possibly imagine. And let's just face it, I am shit at games. I really am. I can build you a castle and play Minecraft survival on hardcore level with my eyes shut. I know how to survive in Minecraft.
Touch Minecraft, so I freaking.
Oh man, it's great fun. It's great fun. You'll be walking around and you just poke your head outside the door on hardcore mode, right? And all of a sudden an arrow will hit your head and you'll be like, what the fuck was that? And it's a skeleton chucking arrows at you. It's unbelievable. And then you'll hear a like that. It's like a fuse burning. And it's a creeper about to blow up and destroy your little hut because you left your door open. Fucking creepers, man. I've got a creeper blanket over there. It's like a furry creeper blanket. I'm going to use that as my backdrop from Dreaming. It's good. Right, listen. Yeah. I'm very much a casual gamer. I used to be almost a full-time World of Warcrafter like Barry is and was and still is. And I do enjoy World of Warcraft. But 4 children, full-time job, a lady wife in a house to look after, you don't have much time. That's why I want to sort of I'd rather spend time with you guys planning it instead of just jumping in and saying, hey, right, okay, see, Friday night after the stream for a couple of hours, I'm going into Fallout, or a couple of hours, I'm going to go and play DayZ. I'm going to stream it on Mixer. I'm going to put it up there. It's not anything other than me having fun doing this. It's not for, the streaming part of it all. I might rip it off and stick it on YouTube as content. I don't know. But that's what it's there for. I want to do this. I want to experiment with Mixer Pro and have a bit of fun with it all. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. So I think we'll call it a night just now. I've had too much coffee. I've had 2 of these mugs during the stream. So I need to go to the latrine. And then I am going to start looking at making overlays for Mixer Pro on my phone. So yeah. Back tomorrow morning at 9:20 for the morning show. And Cognac, I was reading poetry this morning. Would you believe? Oh, for people that were here this morning, I went away and looked at the sales of my actual poetry book. I didn't think I would have sold any. I've sold 3. I've sold 3 poetry books. Way! And I've got a 100% amazing review. I've got one review of somebody that says, amazing poetry, we want more. Okay, so it was really uplifting to go in. I would never have gone and looked at that if the guys this morning hadn't encouraged me to go and read a little bit of my words. Do you want me to read a poem before I go tonight? Shall I do something? Shall I have a wee look to see? I'll go to my notepad. I'll type in poetry and see what the first one that comes up. If it's a naughty one, I'm not going to read it. The naughty ones were purely for my lady. Hold on. Poetry. Bang. Okay. Nope. No. Okay. Thank you, Nyla. I enjoy writing it. It's poetry's always been a thing I've thoroughly enjoyed. Where is it? No, we don't want folders. We just want the notes. Here we go. Right. Poetry. Here's one that I wrote. Where is it? No, that's not completed. It's another Scottish one, and it's about Scottish country or Highland dancing. And this one's called At the Ceilidh. And a ceilidh is traditionally sort of like a place of a gathering of people to dance and do like the Gay Gordons or the Dashing White Sergeant, or all sorts of like sort of coupley team groupie dances and drink lots of whiskey and get smashed. And it was
it's an excuse to injure tourists.
It's an excuse to injure tourists. It's called a ceilidh. A ceilidh. And if you can spell ceilidh for me right now, Cognac, okay, you will get 10 points without Googling it.
Keile?
No, fail. It's Ceilidh. Go figure. Yeah, I know. It's wacky. It's Scottish, man. It's got Kayla big dick.
But, you know, it's not spelled in English, so it's allowed.
It's true. Right. Okay. At the Cayley. All right. This is more sort of. It's not as intimate as the other ones, but we'll go at the Cayley. Cayley dancing. It's all the rage. You can do it easily, no matter what your age. Dash with the white sergeant. Strip that willow bear. Dancing and ate some reel, all hud in hands or in a pair. Spinning and a hopping, accordion playing true. I have a thirst of dancing round. I need some iron brew. Kilts a swaying fancy, lassies giggle and tease. Are you a true Scotsman under that? Of course, lass, if you please. Feet aching as the nights end, fae spinning round and round. I lost my wallet for my sporran, and I hope that it is found. Ach, it doesn't matter. That much indeed. The dance, it was fun and free. I can't wait to dance again at another Scottish Cayley. So yeah, that one wasn't as good as the other ones, but it was more sort of like done on the spur of the moment. I'm looking at lots of little ones here. I enjoy writing poetry, and I'm going to read tomorrow. I'm going to read the one called "A Scotsman Journeying," which was the one I wrote when I travelled to Moscow for the first time to meet my wife. Well, I'd already met her. She'd been here 3 times before, but it was the first time I was going to Moscow, and that's quite a long one. So we'll say that one tomorrow. It's quite a funny one. So if you want to look at that, you know, come and hear that. That's cool. If you don't, that's cool as well, which is great. I wore kilts at my wedding. I wore kilts at Barry's wedding as well. I had 2 kilts. I gave one away because it got a bit too big for me when I lost a lot of weight. But yeah, kilts are great, and I will put a picture of me in a kilt on. In fact, I'll do it right now. See if I can find one in the old Discord, and I'll send that up just now. In fact, I'll do it after because I'm bursting on the toilet. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, and ladies, everybody that's joined us, Local, Nyla, Equilibrium, Shady, Cognac there as well. Who else have we got? Barry's here still with us. I'm trying to see who else has been chatting just now. Everybody's been chatting. We've got 9 people watching just now. And please pop a wee like down as well. Anybody that I've not mentioned that's sitting in the windows of chat that's not said hello, go and say hello, all right, just so I know who you are, because I can't see who's coming in and out the room or everything like that. But listen, thank you all for joining us tonight. We're back tomorrow, 9:20 in the morning. Papers, porridge, weather, coffee, and poetry now. Woohoo! Poetry. And in about 10 minutes time, I will be in the Discord chat. If anybody wants to come across to the Radio Apocalypse Discord, it is radioapocalypse.live/Discord. I will be in the
I've got the pictures.
What pictures? From the wedding?
Yeah.
Yeah, stick some up, a couple of good ones up in general chat. Show people what I look like with my exceptionally long hair.
One features a very small Paxton.
Yeah, little baby Paxton. Oh,
it's a baby Paxton.
Little baby Paxton. In fact, if you do on our Discord, if you do !Paxton, you will get a baby Pax emoji coming up. Okay, much to Paxton's discontent for doing it. It's quite cute though. So yeah, in about 10 minutes time, I will be across in Discord in the Radio Apocalypse voice chat as I start, getting overlays done for, for Mixer Pro. Okay, and I will look forward to seeing you all there. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. It's been I can't believe we've chatted for 45 minutes about rambling nonsense. It's tremendous. Thank you, Cognac. Give us a wave. Pew! Hopefully you'll come and join us in the old Discord. Barry, thank you as well tonight. Just stick fire in the green room for a couple of minutes, boys. We'll have another wee chit chat, and I'll speak to you all when you come afterwards. So yes, gentlemen and ladies, thank you for coming with us. I've never streamed for 2 hours before, almost, but Thank you so much. And we will do our best to find a couple of good poems for you tomorrow, other than the Scotsman travelling. And we will see you mañana. Take care and be safe. No matter what happens, no matter what the government says, just remember it's your choice to do the right thing. Don't believe them. Don't believe them if you don't want to. Just take the precautions to protect those that you love and yourselves. Good night and be safe.